We have Teyvat Chapter Interlude teaser. The Teyvat Chapter Interlude teasers are always the best. The Gods Limits. With a picture of a god. It's 8 minutes? Sorry, I had to freak out there. It's 9 minutes. What are we doing? Holy, we are seated. Oh gosh, we are eating good. Let's freaking go. This art style is crazy though. It's so different from anything we've seen. I feel like one of the Hexenzirkel.
Has always
the voice sounds familiar.
Life abides no reason, for none are born by their own consent. Death
maybe one of the moon
no
goddesses?
Reason, for it cannot be defied.
Renova?
Even by those who see it coming. Time abides no reason.
Time? Yeah, this is like all the...
Equally, yet brooks not a second to be reclaimed. Space
It is! It's really the gods, the celestial gods. Oh my gosh! What?
The ruler of space stopped the golden-haired twin travelers and mercilessly tore them apart.
So the Heavenly Principles is the ruler of space. She was smited on the spot.
The beer... No. This looks more like Rhine-daughter's doing. Please don't litter other people's spaces with your bizarre creations.
Unsurprisingly, all life here has been rendered unstable, tainted by the ruler of space. I have seen enough to know that repeating this experiment would be fruitless.
Rhine-daughter!
You seem to wield my power as if it were nothing but a plaything for your amusement. Although merging with you has stripped me of agency,
yeah,
I shall still continue to voice my disapproval. My dear Rhine-daughter.
It really is! Our first look at Rhine-daughter!
Your nagging is one of the only things that can get under my skin.
They really did.
And you, Istaroth, why did you bestow history upon them?
I had to find some way to pass the time, did I not? After all, it's clear that Asmodee is not here.
Asmodee.
Well, perhaps you could share your input a little earlier next time. But you're right. There's no trace of Asmodee here.
Asmodee.
Where has she gone? Anyway, it's time
We're looking
I got
for
this
someone
space out of its misery.
Oh my god. Oh my gods. They really are just a group of hot women.
These meetings are just a
controlling
formality.
The world.
Does it really matter that only 3 of us are here?
I, for one, think that we should find her. Since the Heavenly Principles cast us as shades, not one of us has ever missed a meeting.
The shades of the Heavenly
What
Principles.
She just switched sides. Finding her would do more harm than good.
Now there's an interesting idea. Better than being devoured.
Just switched sides? You make it sound like such a trivial affair. We are shades, shadows of the heavenly principles.
Right.
It's unthinkable. Unless she loves her new master more than her own self.
Ranova, do you know that you're being watched?
By whom? Whose gaze could pierce this far?
Man!
I remember those eyes. It was just before I placed the curse of immortality.
Oh man, they're really giving us so much. It's crazy we just saw her eye when like she was like this. She looked like this. But it still doesn't say why. Man, he's coming for death.
Ah, yes. He's an old acquaintance of mine.
Pierre.
I'm sure that working for the Tsaritsas helped him let go of his past obsessions.
The Cryo Archon. With her paltry powers, she dares set her gaze on the heavenly principles.
The heavenly principles have yet to awaken.
Right.
If I were her, I wouldn't pass on that opportunity either.
So,
My dear Rhine daughter,
but the ruler of
you
space
know
is the
I
heavenly
cannot
principles or
allow you
no?
to think that way.
So weird that they're merged together.
It was purely hypothetical, Nibirius.
For lack of a direct order, I say it's time we intervened. Of course, to the extent permitted by the rules.
Man, Albedo's mom kinda hot. Or down to 7 harbingers.
The gods has always been considered a blessing.
Is that the
Hence
spaceship?
the origin and meaning of visions. People have always yearned for the gaze of the gods. And yet, it is said that when mortals look directly upon the gods, they invite their wrath and retribution. And what of it? Lives will be lost. A nation brought to ruins.
Oh, they really just wanted to
So
show
be it.
like
It is
Nod
nothing
Cry,
I have not
the
endured
gods. They wanted to show
before.
everything.
I already know the price of gazing upon the gods. So tell me, what is the price of killing a god? The god stays silent, as if the thought had never once crossed his mind. To all those who dare not look up to the heavens, Her Majesty the Tsaritsa says this. Behold. Even the gods have their limits.
Oh! Oh, it's not done. They were like, this is just
Inspection
Genshin.
over. Return to
This
your
is just
posts.
epic.
Make sure the Frostmoon Scions don't pose a threat.
Per the Pale Star Edict, we are to retrieve the damselette from Nod Cry, whatever it takes.
The damselette. Columbina. In Nod Cry. My body is ready. Oh. I can't believe that was Rhine Daughter in the thumbnail. You know, we're gonna have to watch it again. Nibirius / Rhine Daughter is the ruler of life. Let's look at the description. In the council of gods, no mortal voice is ever heard. And thus was the fate of the world arbitrarily determined. We know that such is the way of the world, but do the gods act out of contempt, or have they at some hour begun to act out of fear? Ruler of death, Renova. Gold, Rhine-daughter. Oh, but it doesn't say ruler of life. So, yes. Naberius is the ruler of life, but Rhine-daughter took a snack out of that. And then now they are merged. So I thought, yeah, they became one. It's interesting, Naberius, I thought they would be like merged, and so that they were like a combination of the two. They didn't have their own separate personalities, but it seems like that is not accurate. Ruler of time, Istaroth. Director of the Fatui, the Jester, Piero. We have a couple words here. The heavenly principles, the ruler of space, and they mention another name too, Asmodee. It seems like that is the other shade. It seems like a person that they're looking for. And it seems to be the other shade. But they also said the ruler of space, which seems to be a lot like the block powers. So either the gal at the beginning is either the ruler of space, the shade, Asmodee, who has, and they said Asmodee or someone went against, they like their master. So I'll have to pay attention to that more closely. Or the block lady is the heavenly principles that have yet to awake, but seems like they are going to wake up soon. Let's watch it again. Run it back. This beginning is crazy, though. The voice, it seems like this is one of the Hexenzirkel. Maybe not. Like the one
this world has always been
the one that wrote stories, or
life abides no reason.
No,
For
not
none
necessarily.
are born by their own consent.
Right, this is the one that we're
Death
missing.
Abides no reason, for it cannot be defied, even by those who see it coming. Time abides no reason. For
No,
it
the first one was
deprives us
Naberius.
all equally, yet brooks not a
before
second
she-
to be reclaimed. Space abides no reason.
Yeah, that's the blocks. So that's why I thought that she was one of the shades, because
The ruler of space stopped the golden-haired twin
yeah, the
travelers
ruler of space.
and mercilessly tore them apart.
Yeah, so that's not the heavenly principles.
The beer... No. This looks more like Rhine-daughter's doing. Please don't litter other people's spaces with your bizarre creations.
Okay, so we'll pause it for a second. Okay, so the ruler of space, either Asmodee, or if that's their name or not, their name is Asmodee, or Asmodee, yeah. The first one was Naberius before she merged with Rhine-daughter. She looks so different. That's fascinating. Maybe that is like this look is like the two of them combined. Oh yeah, now that I'm looking at her outfit, that does make sense. Rhine-daughter consumed her, yeah. So that explains the blonde hair, because I assume she has Yeah, Rhine-daughter is the blonde hair. Got it. I want to look back at this picture for a second to see her beforehand. Yeah. She looked so different. Okay, so now I'm seeing it. These electrical... Yeah, even though she's the ruler of life, it's so electrical, like their systems. But I guess maybe with the ley lines? I'm not quite sure how that works. She's blue blocks, or she was. Now she's more yellow. Yeah, she has the same kind of look that the twins do. But yeah, these little droopy pieces. And the long hair, but now it's turned gold. For gold. So that's why she's glitching in and out for Rhine-daughter. Okay.
Sent. Death abides no reason.
And Renova. Renova is something else, my guys. Renova. Renova's crazy.
For it cannot be
that
defied,
heel squishing
by those who see
that pigeon or something? I don't know.
Time abides.
And time. Istaroth. It's such a pretty look, but they're all so menacing and oh my gosh. Okay, Asmodee, ruler Asmodee. I keep saying Monday. Ruler of space, which is the one that we fought with. Oh my gosh, we're getting so many answers. It's crazy. Which we mistake a lot of the times for the heavenly principles, but they're not. We have the 4 shades of the heavenly principles. And I'm not quite sure in the videos that I've watched, the primordial one has an appearance quite a few times, but I've seen in videos that the primordial one had 4 shades. The primordial one in HP gotta be on another level. Yeah, we'll just call him HP from now on. The 4 shades. So now we have names and the look of all 4 shades. So the heavenly principles being asleep does not mean that the ruler of space was asleep. So we gotta keep watching, but she was just doing her own thing all this time. But yeah, the ruler of space is who we fought. Asmodee. That's crazy. But she follows another master now. Ah! It's so exciting! She was just a shade. Huh. But yeah, there's clearly rules in place that they're afraid of breaking. Maybe while the heavenly principles is asleep or whatever. Oh, they're so gorgeous, though. Teyvat's just ruled by gorgeous women. Evil, gorgeous women. Evil is probably... I don't know if it's that easy, but...
For it deprives us all equally, yet brooks not a second to be reclaimed. Space abides no reason.
Abides no reason. She just does what she wants.
The ruler of space stopped the golden-haired twin travelers and mercilessly tore them apart.
Yeah. It really makes it seem like it's the rider of the Hexen Circle.
The beer... No. This looks more like Rhine-daughter's doing.
And she says it's some sort of experiment.
Please don't litter other people's spaces with your bizarre creations.
Yeah, she says that they were creations.
Unsurprisingly, all life here has been rendered unstable, tainted by the ruler of space. I have seen enough to know that repeating this experiment would be fruitless.
But how long has she been the ruler of life?
Power as if it were nothing but a plaything for your amusement. Although merging with you has stripped me of agency, I shall still continue to voice my disapproval. My dear Rhine daughter, you have my respect, Nibirius. Your nagging is one of the only things that can get under my skin.
Oh, you think one day we're gonna have a Rhine daughter Albedo meeting? That's
and
crazy.
You, Istaroth, why did you bestow history upon them?
I had to find some way to pass the time, did I not?
Okay, so
After all,
so they all kind of have white hair. So it seems like these are possibly the moon goddesses. I mean, that's just kind of like I don't know why they have to be the moon goddesses because they have white hair, but at least Nibirius had white hair before she merged with Rhine daughter. And Istaroth, at least in this, I mean, it looks kind of gold in other ones, but it looks like he has white hair, and Asmodee has white hair, but maybe some of them are the moon goddesses are not. I'm unsure. This was Rhine daughter's experiment, so I wonder if she was experimenting on the Hexenzirkel at all, like. Or at what point did she... I mean, it seemed like a recent thing in the most recent Archon quest that she merged... I don't know how Albedo knew that, but that she merged with Nibirius. But I don't know exactly when this was happening. Also, so she said that she bestowed history upon them. So it seems like she can mess with people's minds as well. Possibly erased the reason why Lumine couldn't remember who she was or who Aether was possibly because because she said that the god of time was laughing at her, that she had messed with something, or so that's possibly why that happened.
it's clear that Asmodee is not here.
Well, perhaps you could share your input a little earlier next time. But you're right. There's no trace of Asmodee here. Where has she gone? Anyway, it's time I put this space out of its misery.
Yeah, I wonder how long the Heavenly Principles have been asleep. Yeah, since we were confusing Asmodee with the Heavenly Principles for such a long time. It feels so good to know things! And this really is just
These
like the
meetings are just a
style.
formality. Does it really matter that
It's
only
different
three of us
from-
are here?
I, for one, think that we should find her.
It's different from the Winter Nights Lazo style. It's more like an anime style, but it's glorious all the same. Like it's so that beginning, they did such a good job. Just all of it. Oh.
Since the Heavenly Principles cast us as shades, not one of us has ever missed a meeting.
Okay. Also, I think at some point they were the Moon Sisters. And there's 4 of them. Was there 4 Moon Sisters? No, there should just be 3, I think. Or the Moon Goddesses. Because she says when the Heavenly Principles cast them as shades. So I don't think they were always shades. So yeah, it seems to be like this thing with the Primordial One and the Heavenly Principles. Maybe the Heavenly Principles took over from the Primordial One and kind of it rewrote Teyvat to their liking. I'm just kind of throwing things out there. So maybe the Moon Goddesses were there beforehand and they were kind of turned over. It does feel very anime-esque, yeah.
These meetings are just a formality. Does it really matter that only 3 of us are here?
I, for one, think that we should find her. Since the Heavenly Principles cast us as shades, not one of us has ever missed a meeting.
What if she just switched sides? Finding her would do more harm than
Yeah,
good.
they do all have white hair.
Now there's an interesting idea. Better than being devoured.
Just switched sides? You make it sound like such a trivial affair. We are shades. Shadows of the heavenly principles. It's unthinkable. Unless she loves her new master more than her own self.
So who is the new master of the heavenly, of the space, the ruler of time? And ruler of, I can't speak at the same time as listening to this. The ruler of space, that's the question. So it seems like without the heavenly principles, yeah, this whole thing is the god limits. So they are at the possibility of similar to Rhine-daughter devouring Nibirius. Other people they're at risk. They're not all powerful. Either the Harbingers or the Hexen Circle or very powerful individuals can possibly take them over or, I don't know, destroy them. Yeah, they also have to follow rules, so they're limited. And yeah, sometimes that could put them into the situation of dying or losing part of themselves, maybe. I'm so curious as how Rhine-daughter managed that. I'd be so interested to see that.
Whose gaze could pierce this far?
Yeah, even Piero seems like...
I remember those eyes. It was just before I placed the curse of immortality.
So it was the Shades. I mean, I knew it was the Shades. I mean, I knew it was her that placed the curse of immortality, but I didn't realize she was there. And now that means that they were all there, or at least the ruler of space and
Ah, yes.
the ruler of
He's an
death.
old acquaintance of mine. I'm sure that working for the Tsaritsas helped him let go of his past obsessions.
The Cryo Archon. With her paltry powers, she dares set her gaze on the heavenly principles.
The heavenly principles have yet to awaken. If I were her, I wouldn't pass on that opportunity either. My dear Rhine-daughter, you know I cannot allow you to think that way.
They're kind of at odds with each other.
It was purely hypothetical, Nibirius.
For lack of a direct order, I say it's time we intervened. Of course, to the extent permitted by the rules.
But it seems like the master of Asmodee isn't the Cryo Archon or isn't the Harbingers, because of the way that they're speaking.
The gaze of the gods has always been considered a blessing.
So maybe it's the Abyss Order
Hence
or
the
something.
origin and meaning of
One of the sinners.
visions. People have always yearned for the gaze of the gods. And yet, it is said that when mortals look directly upon the gods, they invite their wrath and retribution. And what of it? Lives will be lost, a nation brought to ruins. So be it. It is nothing I have not endured before. I already know the price of gazing upon the gods. So tell me, what is the price of killing a god? The god stays silent, as if the thought had never once crossed his mind. To all those who dare not look up to the heavens, Her Majesty the Tsaritsa says this. Behold, even the gods have their limits.
Inspection over. Return to your posts.
Make sure the Frostmoon Scions don't pose a threat.
Per the Pale Star Edict, we are to retrieve the damselette from Nod Cry, whatever it takes.
It's weird because she's glitching too. I would love to go into Arlecchino lore a little bit and figure out kind of how that applies to this whole situation. Because I feel like that is kind of a similar, the way that she's glitching. Also, it seems like she's like trapped in a domain or something. There seems like there's something weird going on there, but that was amazing. That was so good. It feels great to like see the shades for the first time, get a real idea of like the whole order of things, see the gods. It's crazy that we talk about gods from the very beginning of this game, but we talk about this whole time, the gods are the 7. But really, when we're talking about gods now, we're not talking about the 7. That's the thing with Conria. There was a while that I was like, oh, Zhongli, like they're kind of messed up because how did they have to do with the Cataclysm and Conria? But really, when we're talking about the gods now, we're talking about the shades. We're talking about the heavenly principles. So I don't even know how the 7 fit into this now. I mean, when the heavenly principles awakes, there's gonna be a reckoning for sure. Cause yeah, the Tsaritsa, how can you be considered a god and go against the gods or go against the heavenly principles? And our sister now wants to be on the same level as the heavenly principles too. I did notice that the eyes of Aether and Lumine, perfect. There's like pictures right here. The god of times eyes are very similar. Do they all have golden eyes? I mean, Rhindaughter has one. Are they all gold? Well, it was this.
Does it really matter that
her eyes, I don't know why, but her eyes reminded me a lot of the Travelers. I was like, really? Is there any other character in the game that have golden eyes? Kind of an orange. I mean, they're not all that golden. If she switched sides, that would be fascinating. Like the ruler of space, like maybe she's a good ally now. Sounds like she just does what she wants, but I don't know how Paimon plays into this, but she's gotta play into this. Somehow. So that's the thing. In the Teyvat Interlude teaser, Winter Night's Lazo, they showed a portion of Dottore burning the Irminsul. That never came to fruition. So either that is still to come, or some of these things may not appear for a while. And also, this Columbina thing, it looks awfully like the Sea of Flowers.
Don't pose a threat.
Per the Pale Star Edict, we are to retrieve the damselette from Nod Cry, like whatever it takes.
The Sea of Flowers to a degree. It doesn't have the same blue sheen. But if it's the in Teyvat, and that's what the Atlas, the scroll of New Conria. Oh my gosh, there's so many new words to play with. That's what she used. There's a lot of things going on here. I'm excited. It's gonna be, Nod Cry is gonna be epic. I'm so excited. This teaser was incredible. 9 minutes of absolute cinema.